What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are. Here we are at about 12.77 cents. We just can't seem to go lower. We want to. It probably happens, but it's just not happening. You know what's kind of interesting is that you are seeing less volume as you're going lower. You would think volume would pick up, but it's not. Maybe it just hasn't picked up yet. Let's look at what Coinbase is doing. Perhaps there's more. No, no. Okay, well, it's not bad. I gotta admit, these are not the friendliest looking candles down here. They're not really conducive to a bounce, but it's not necessarily condemning to a drop either. I want to take a relative fib. I don't like this low, man. Let's just see what's respected more. This low to this high, or is it this low to this high? That seems to be pretty well respected, yeah? Rejecting the golden ratio here, tipping the 236, 786. I like that. Here, not so much. A lot less respect. What, the 0.5? Okay, that's not that significant. I think February 3rd, I really do think anybody doing analysis, including the February 3rd price, like that, it might mess with you. It might mess with you. It might not. Maybe I just have a weird theory, but you guys remember what happened on February 3rd? That was the Scariff Monday. I call it Scariff Monday because the tariffs did not actually happen on that day. It was just the tariff scare, so the Scariff Monday. And then we are actually going to have the Farif. I've started calling it the Farif. What is it? Wednesday, April 2nd. It'll be the Farif event where there will be a fair reciprocated tariff plan being placed on any country in the world that has tariffs on the United States, and they will not be larger tariffs. They will just be reciprocated tariffs, right? It's a Farif event. It's a Farif. We have the Scarif event, and the Farif event is on this day here. All jokes aside, though, from this low to a high, not including Scarif Monday, if we take that low to high here, we're double bottoming off of the 1272. This is a nice position to be in. If we want Cookie DAO, and I was talking to somebody who told me that they dropped some cash on this thing. I'm sure you're not the only one. Trust me. And I don't think he was complaining. I mean, probably complaining, right? I could complain about this too, right? We're down. I was expecting this thing to rip, man. We're at 23 cents. I bought my highest price that I bought was at 23 cents. We're down 45% from there, and I went ham on this thing, bro. I bought a lot. And I didn't buy it all at 23 cents, to be completely fair. You know, I bought some at lower prices as well, and throughout. But 12.77 cents now. If we want to avoid going lower, what we need to see now is an immediate move back to the upside. We need to see a move that takes us above 16.3 cents, something like that. That's what we need to see. 16.3 cents. I have no doubt in my mind whether it goes a little bit lower, whether it goes a significant portion lower, it's inevitable that this thing, even from the current price, will see something greater than a 20x. You just got to be patient, right? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but this is probably the worst time to sell. Why? Because even with the perception, let's see here, hold on. Even with the perception that you could go lower, you might think, oh, I'm not selling the lows here. These are the lows. No. Let's not be confused. These are perceived lows, predicted lows. Possible outcomes are not reality. It's not the same thing. The reality is we have a potential double bottom look at a prior area of resistance here, at a very significant area of resistance here, going back to the beginning days. Very significant key area to find support at. Double bottom at the 1272. It's completely possible. It's a very valid theory that we could be making a move. We could be turning things around now. And we don't know if this is going to happen. It could happen. But what I do believe is going to happen, we don't know if the high side is going to come either. You never know the future. But I'm a lot more confident, regardless of what happens here, regardless of whatever kind of movement we make, when it comes time, which will not be long at all, within the next 2 months, we will be at new all-time highs. And very confidently, what I can say is that the reality is, if you sell here, you are selling at the lows. It's the worst time to sell. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but it'd be the worst time to sell. Likely we will go down, at least at this point. There's that. And I'm not trying to confuse people. I do still think we're going down. That is the call. But there's hope. That can change. And what I need to see first is a daily close, and it's going to be a little bit higher than the requirement that I had before, right? Because here we were talking about 14.73 cents being the area to close above, right? Because that right there would have invalidated this breakout. But we did break out. We hit the 1272, so that's off the table. That price doesn't matter anymore, at least not to me. Sure, it's somewhat significant. It'd be nice if we were up there instead of down here. But what we need to see first is, and it's very key, there's an order here. It doesn't, not just one thing, not just two things will validate this as a low. We need three things. Okay, the first of these three things is we need to stop moving down. No, that's not true. 16.28 cents, 16.2, technically 16.29 cents at the 886. We have to close above that. We start closing above that, you guys, this will really look like a double bottom off the 1272, and a very powerful reaction hopefully will ensue. Hopefully it's not something that's like this, but I don't care. I'll take anything, man. If we get above 16.29 cents, it's starting to look like a good low. Not just because of the double bottom at the 1272, which is great, by the way. Not just because of prior areas of resistance becoming support, but or I guess I was going to say not just because of this, but because of all of them together, right? All these things together, and also we are just below the 382 of this overall retracement here, which during really powerful moves. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, come on now. During really powerful moves, it's very common to find support in the 382 area. Right here. Oh no, I guess we're below the 382. Okay, for some reason I thought we were at the 382. My bad, you guys. Well, on the 0.5, what I will say is it's not common. It's very uncommon to find significance on the 0.5, but when you do find significance on the 0.5, you get significant results. For some reason, I thought we were below the 382. I'm sorry. I look at a bunch of different cryptos. It's no excuse, but I definitely got confused there. The 0.5, again, might even take away from the point that I'm trying to deliver here. It's not a common area to bounce from, but in all fairness, a lot of cryptos have been showing significance either from resistance or support on their 0.5 over the past couple months. I've noticed that, and I mean, it depends. It's going through phases of doing that, but regardless of any of what I just said there, what I'm trying to say is you don't oftentimes find significance on the 0.5, but if you do, you get significant moves. What do I mean by a significant move? Likely something that would take you above here. Let's get back to our trifecta of requirements that we need to see. Okay, so first, get above 16.29 cents. Second, we need you to get above about 19.5 cents. That will be very validating, getting above the golden ratio. And last but not least, the final boss, 23 cents, closing above and even a little bit higher, 23.5 cents, 23.3 cents, closing above this daily high close here would likely validate that this is the low and that you are continuing higher. And we're on our war path all the way up to new all-time highs. And where would those new all-time highs be from a high to a low if this is the low? We don't know yet, right? I know I'm painting a pretty picture, but remember, you guys, I'm still bearish. I still do believe that the odds are we go to the downside. Each one of these three steps, each one of those key levels, you take one of them out after another, the likelihood that we go down diminishes. And then once you take out that final boss at 23 cents, it's gone. It's non-existent anymore. We have targets that are really high up here, man. From the current price, that would be a minimum of an 11x from here, right? And then potentially a maximum target of something of about like a 21x. And the reality of it is too, we could go a hell of a lot higher. It is possible. This thing could see $4, $4.50, $5, something like that. I don't think it sees this in the next move, but we did see a 40x coming out of this, and assuming that we could perform to a similar magnitude and maybe even more so because we have more exposure and interest. Not interest like from a banking standpoint, just interest in the very literal sense of the word. Like there's interest in this project. I wouldn't throw these targets out the door, but I'm very much under the impression that we will see targets above $1.41. We're at 12.8 cents now, $1.41 to $2.73. That's my personal area. If we were to exceed that personal area, I would say 456 to 567 is like the maximum I could see. Who knows? It could go on a straight terror. You never know. And I think in time it will. In time, this thing will be worth, I mean, potentially $100 by the end of the cycle. Genuinely, we have targets that are up there that would make sense for $100. And the market cap checks out. Everything would make sense. But time will tell. We'll see how it goes. Again, those key areas to watch for first and foremost would be, what was it, 16.29 cents, so like 1.1629, then about 20 cents, and then about just above 23 cents, okay? We're at 12.8 cents now. We have a lot of work to do. It'll be exciting. It'll be very exciting if we get above here. Why would it be exciting? Not because it validates this as a low, but it really starts to make this look like a double bottom. We're actually starting to be productive in the fibs. It'll be even more exciting if you get above the golden ratio, because generally speaking, historically speaking, statistically speaking, when you do hit fib extensions and then you close above the golden ratio, you stop thinking about going lower and you start thinking about going higher. But the ultimate barrier to break through is the resistance point of this consolidation phase. We break out of that, that's bullish, because not because we're breaking above the 382, which is nice in itself, but because we're out of this zone and we don't have anything in the way of price stopping us until we're at 36 cents, 41 cents, and at that point it's increasingly obvious that we are on a war path to new all-time highs. Okay, so invalidate all of that. It's really easy. All you have to do is drop below 12.5 cents. You're at 12.83 cents now. And I don't want to just say drop below there. If you were to wick a little bit below there and then come back up, I suppose that could be a double bottom of sorts too, or a slightly lower low, and that's fine if you do that. But with this kind of action right now, I think any prices below 12.5 cents on a closing basis would be condemning to the downside. And if I had to give you what I think the statistical probability is, emotions aside, I think we go down lower. So it's best to prepare. Bullish stuff out of the way. It's best to prepare for targets that are probably around 10 cents or lower. 10 cents to 8.2 cents, 7.6 cents. I'm only buying more. I'm not going to sell. I got 4 words for you. I'm only buying more. Okay. It could be 5 words because I'm is like I am put together, right? But I'm only going to buy more. I'm definitely not selling because, again, as dramatic as this might feel, as dramatic as it might seem, especially coming from these targets up here, this move in comparison to what we're expecting to happen, it's nothing. It's nothing to worry about, right? I'm worried about missing this move. That's why I'm not selling a dime. I'm not selling a lick. I'm definitely not going to. You know what? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you want to make the best out of a bad scenario, and this is a thing in crypto, the wash rule does not exist. So you could sell your cookie DAO and buy it right back immediately. You could literally just sell it down here, buy it right here. Don't waste any time doing that, right? Because you don't want to miss the boat if it does go up. And then you claim losses. You could claim your losses on this thing right now and write that off on your taxes, right? Like literally. Look it up. Look it up if you don't believe me. TurboTax, federal, the IRS, they all say the same thing, right? Crypto is considered property. It is not admissible to the wash rule. You do not have to wait 30 days to buy it back to negate your or to lock in those losses, right? You can just sell it right now, buy it right back at the same price. Of course, if you did that, you probably would have a little bit less coins because of fees and everything. But it is a good way to make the best out of a bad situation, I suppose, right? If you're down as much as I am on this, it's probably not a bad idea, honestly. I'm not going to do it just because I'm scared. I'm very scared of what could come. But maybe if we do break below these lows, if we get some validation that we're going lower, maybe I'll sell and then just buy real quick, right? Again, I'm not trying to sell and be out of this for long. I would just do that to lock in losses. But that's just a thought there. I don't know if I have anything else that I want to say. Bad ideas, good ideas aside, I think the video has basically run its course. Maybe we can look at the RSI. The daily RSI does not look the most bullish, but it hasn't for a while, and you haven't done anything, right? Like when you're rejecting the 40 this often, and you just haven't really, like, you're slowly bleeding down, you're finding a double bottom potentially. That's kind of encouraging, kind of. Kind of does not mean it is. Hey, look at that bullish divergence on your 4-hour time frame. I don't know. And then to be completely fair, that right there, that could have been the move. That was your bullish divergence, and now you're going lower. It could have been. I mean, every RSI looks terrible. So if you are hoping that we have a double bottom, I think hope is the right word because you got nothing else going for you. So we'll see. Time will change. Time will tell. Things can change if we get above those key areas, but I'm not convinced we're moving up until we at least take out the first block. And it's completely valid once we take out that third one. The second one there is just to encourage, and we'll see how it goes from there, guys. Until then, the target price remains 10 to 8 cents, somewhere in that area. We're at 12.8 cents now. Stick with it. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Stick with it. Don't be scared. Be prepared. The downside should not have you concerned. It's the upside, missing the upside that should have you concerned. That's all I got. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.